Hello everyone. Since the start of my channel, the goal has always been to create videos that share knowledge and promote personal development. If you follow and watch my videos, I'm sure you are someone who works hard in life and has a thirst for knowledge. If that's the case, then I hope you pay a little more attention to today's video. On the road to success, learning and gaining knowledge is undoubtedly essential. When it comes to learning, we often wonder about two questions. First, does doing more work lead to greater success? Second, does more pressure lead to faster success? The first question has been discussed by many, with great lessons found in books like The One Thing and The Art of Simplicity. However, the second question is rarely talked about. Today, we will explore this through the book Peak Performance by Brad Stulberg and Steve Magness to find answers. This is the office of a design company located in the Netherlands. They tie ropes to desks, and at 6 p.m., regardless of what the employees are doing, their desks are immediately pulled up to the ceiling, forcing everyone to leave right away. As children, we were taught to work harder, and society encourages, even forces us to strive to achieve success. We often hear about successful leaders who wake up early and sleep only 4 to 5 hours a night. The scariest part is the fear that if you don't push yourself a little more, you will be outperformed by others who are working harder than you. So how can you allow yourself to rest in this competitive age? Resting seems like a path to being left behind, but is that really the case? The authors of this book use their own stories to provide accurate answers. Brad is an expert in physical science. In his youth, he was known as a high achiever, working 70 hours a week with outstanding results. By the age of 24, he was invited to the White House to speak about his research findings. Steve is a coach for top long-distance runners, with all his students participating in the Olympics. He himself once held a record across the United States. Both of them share common traits: clear goals, a willingness to face challenges, and a commitment to their work. However, despite achieving numerous records in their youth, they later did not achieve further success. Why is that? There's a classic saying, "Form is temporary, class is permanent." This phrase is often used in sports, but I think it serves as a motivational statement for athletes during competitions. Because in reality, if one cannot maintain their form, then building a lasting class is impossible. Football players sometimes experience dips in form, one reason being the pressure they face before matches. They may have trained extremely hard, but when it comes time to compete, they cannot truly perform. Ronaldo is considered one of the greatest footballers of all time, and he has consistently maintained peak performance. In many interviews, he has stated that this is due to his balanced training and rest regimen. Similarly, you will notice that some efforts lead to greater failures. For instance, in university entrance exams, many students can solve problems well in regular practice. But when the exam day arrives, the pressure to perform can lead to poorer results than expected. In your career, you may start with high aspirations and enthusiasm, but over time, increasing pressures can lead to a decline in your performance. The harder you work, the worse the results may become. The authors of this book point out that both they and many people in this modern era are making a mistake. The unrelenting pressure leads to fatigue and burnout. This realization prompted them to write this book. They sought answers to the question of why so many successful people can maintain their performance. Through research on athletes and intellectual workers over many years, they revealed a formula: pressure plus rest is development. If I were to explain this formula in one sentence, I would say, life is like a marathon. You must know how to adjust your pace and when to stop. Learn to balance between training and appropriate rest to bring your body and mind back to peak condition. In summary, this book teaches you how to correctly apply the balance between pressure and rest to maintain peak performance over time. I believe this formula is the core content of the entire book. Next, I will share 2 points to help you quickly apply this formula in your life. Part 1. What kind of pressure is beneficial? Part 2. Recovery and performance through proper rest. This section may seem simple, but it's worth deep consideration. Please listen until the end. First, regarding pressure. What are the consequences of excessive pressure? For many people, temporary pressure may not be an issue, but constant pressure can lead to long-term stress, health problems, insomnia, heart disease, and even affect mental health. You may find yourself caught in a vicious cycle. You might think that changing jobs can solve the problem, and it can be effective, but you must be careful. The source of your pressure may not come from the job itself, but rather from how you perceive your work environment and your colleagues. I refer to this environment as a virtual competitive environment. Why is it called virtual? Because there may not be any open competition at all. But when you see your colleagues or peers seemingly working hard and achieving success, you may unconsciously feel anxious and refuse to allow yourself to be lazy. This creates pressure and traps you in a vicious cycle. A very accurate saying is that our efforts should not be to surpass others, but to surpass ourselves. Besides focusing on your career, you need to learn how to adjust your own pace rather than trying to keep up with others. Excessive pressure can make you prone to health risks. But if the pressure is too low, it won't help you succeed. I want to emphasize the real meaning behind this formula. It's not just about having pressure in your work that prompts you to rest, but rather when under pressure, you must learn to adjust it and then add appropriate rest. In this formula, the first important step is to adjust the pressure. As I mentioned in the book Flow, what truly makes you perform well and enjoy your work is having a level of difficulty that suits you. It should present a moderate challenge that does not overwhelm you or make you want to give up. Nor should it be too easy, leading to boredom and stagnation. So, when adjusting pressure, you need to balance the tasks and goals of your work. The best way is to adjust the scope. If it's too easy, expand the scope. If it's too hard, narrow it down. This means breaking it into smaller goals. For example, if you want to lose weight, start with 15 minutes of exercise each day and gradually increase the challenge. Or, if you're learning English, start with 20 words a day and then increase that amount over time. The same goes for reading. You can start with just 1 page a day and then challenge yourself to read more quickly. The process of overcoming these challenges may not be comfortable, but once you get past that comfort zone, you will make continuous progress. Second, to develop yourself, pressure is essential, but if you want to make long-term progress or achieve breakthroughs, you need to know how to combine proper rest. In the 1940s and 1950s, runners believed that no one could run a mile in under 4 minutes. However, a man named Roger broke that record. Interestingly, 2 weeks before the race, he did not participate in any high-intensity training, but instead relaxed and spent time with friends. He took breaks every 3 days before the race. What was his secret to success? He stated that it takes courage to rest. Indeed, in today's world, we need that courage to stop and allow our bodies and minds to truly relax. The authors also suggest several methods for resting effectively. 1. Intermittent breaks. For example, you can divide your work into smaller tasks. After completing 50 to 90 minutes of work, take a 5 to 10 minute break to relax. 2. Longer rest. After a period of high pressure, schedule time to completely relax, such as going on a trip or outing. Both authors arrange for themselves to take complete breaks on weekends after a week of intense focus, helping them write more effectively the following week. 3. Temporarily forget everything. Relax your mind. There's an area in our brain that remains active even while we sleep, our subconscious. All creative ideas are triggered from this area. Have you noticed that you often have great ideas when you're doing something relaxing, like taking a shower or walking? During these moments, you completely let go. If you've been stuck on a difficult task for hours at your computer, stand up and take a break. Go outside for a walk or do some light exercise. During this time, ideas will naturally come to you. Finally, and most importantly, prioritize your sleep. Not getting enough sleep can devastate your body and severely impact your work efficiency. Many famous productivity books have proven that lack of sleep reduces productivity. In the book Deep Work, it mentions that sleeping less than an hour can reduce productivity by 2 hours. Many people have become accustomed to sleep deprivation over the years, leading to daytime fatigue, which carries into the night, causing late-night sleep and ongoing sleep deprivation. Thus, we may feel like we've been repeating the same cycle for 20 years. So how should we sleep properly? How can we ensure quality sleep. This is not just a simple natural process. This concludes the content I wanted to share today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with those who need to understand it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to catch more videos.